We return. An assassin would only kill acquaintances. I doubt that would be very profitable. You know, if I had read that earlier, it would have saved me. Whatever. I may kill strangers in my line of work, but I never make it personal. Is there evidence that shows a connection between Knightley and Dogen? I should thoroughly review the evidence once more. Well, I could press him on everything, or I could just present the damn chess thing. Might as well. You cannot kill without a motive. Hardly what I'd expect an assassin to say. I don't spill blood needlessly. It may be required for my job, but it's not my personal affairs. They're a little different, isn't that right, Anubis? Alright. Don't know anyone by the name of Knightley, we share no connection. You didn't know Knightley. It's not like you to say something like that. You overestimate me considerably. Did you have such a hard time arresting me in the past? We've already looked into it. You're the prisoner's supplier. Naturally, you would have known about the other prisoners. Hearing one thing and knowing 10 is just an ideal. It's true, I do hear things. However, that doesn't mean I know everything. I've never heard of anyone named Knightley. Which is solid because he was in a holding cell, not an actual prison. So I wouldn't think, okay.
Hold it!
There might be something funny, which is why I'm doing this. Phoenix Wright games always have fun humor. You're an assassin, you do not require a motive to kill. Hey, Anubis, what do you think of this man? Is he an idiot, a fool, or possibly even a genius?
Objection!
I'll take that third one. You can drop the act, answer the question. But first, consider this. Who am I? Before your eyes, you see the man you arrested yourself. The assassin, Siran. For those I have needlessly killed, I chant a prayer. Okay. Were you insinuating my Anubis had a motive? Not really. The dog probably did not have a motive. However, it has been trained to kill. Anubis, how could this man say such a thing? You poor thing. There. You just got done explaining how you trained him to hide traces of blood, alright? That's not exactly something you teach him at dog shows to do. The dog isn't you. He could have mistaken his target. Ooh, that's a theory. In that case, wouldn't police dogs be equally untrustworthy? If you still need to suspect Anubis, then you'll have to show me this evidence you're so fond of. I don't have that kind of evidence. Not that kind. He only bares his fangs at others on
Hold it!
Then perhaps you ordered him to kill Knightley. Aren't we impatient? Have you forgotten the first thing I said? I don't know anyone called Knightley. That was the second thing you said. Although you still insist I do, I'm afraid there's no evidence. Don't you think so too, Anubis? Good boy. Who's a good boy? Did the dog kill him or did Dogen? If Dogen did not have the motive to kill, he could not have murdered Knightley. Yes, he could have. Unless... See, I don't know the story of Dogen, alright? There might be some lore that he will only kill if he has motive, and he, like, sticks to that and is in fact spared people because he doesn't have motive. But I don't know that. I've played all the other games. This is as far as I know, this is the first time this guy's ever been mentioned or brought up. So... that statement makes no sense to me. There should show proof between... Yeah, okay. Yeah. No, fucking goddamn it. Let's get forward. Yeah. Okay. And present the... I want to say this.
Objection!
Chessboard might have also worked, but hey. This worked. And that's what's important. You've lost your touch, Siran Dogen. If you had your dog clean up after you, you should have disposed of this, too. This is a record of a correspondence chess game found in the victim's cell. This record and the chessboard in your cell both clearly depict the same game. Whoops. What? I've heard that the number of possible chess positions is around 10 to the power of 120. That's a lot. 10 times 10? 120 times. 100,000, is that even a real number? Indeed! There's absolutely no way these two could have coincided by chance. Oh, there are moves and strategies in chess. There's like the ninja-bis defense, I think it's called. Like, you need your pieces set up in a specific way for a ninja-bis to work. So, provided you're following methods, the odds are pretty good, actually. Tell us your reason for killing Nightly, unless you intend to explain this as a coincidence. Well, don't they say the truth is stranger than fiction? It's as you said, this is merely a coincidence. And while we all know that's bullshit, that is clearly the defense you go with. It's like 1 in whatever. That's astronomical, sure, but there's still an infinitesimally small chance that it did happen. And again, if you're using strategies and actual, like, planned moves and attacks, it's pretty likely, I think, that your pieces are going to look the same. Maybe not everyone's pieces, but your side will at least look like another person's side who's also using the same strategy. Still, though. But there's no way that could have happened. My correspondence chess opponent was the victim in this incident. What a horrible coincidence. Aren't you shocked too, Anubis? Now we play by mail against Dogen. What was the connection between the two? Looks like I have to tell them the truth, Anubis, my boy. He dropped that coincidence thing real quick. The animal show or something. That was when everyone left. Anubis brought the body to my cell. Holy shit! Yeah, he had already been stabbed in the neck with the murder weapon. Really? So your dog knocked a guy unconscious, dragged him through a tunnel, the guy was murdered, and then he was brought to your cell. Really? Is this the story we're going with here? I did not wish to be suspected, so I had Anubis carry the body to the workroom. Possible. After that, he pulled out the murder weapon and returned to me. You're saying the one who pulled the weapon out was Anubis? That's right. If I pulled out the weapon here, the blood would have been a problem. Mr. Edgeworth, isn't that what the Solwick guy said? A large black dog was biting into the neck of the victim. What? What did you say? It was truly a hellish scene. That dog killed him. Forgot I was doing. I see. That means Solid witnessed the moment the murder weapon was pulled out. Oh yes, that prisoner's testimony. It surprised me when I first heard it. It's not often that Anubis makes a blunder like that, right, boy? Now, I believe that explains my actions. I did not kill him. All I did was remove the murder weapon. And it just happened to be a chisel? Now, will that be all? Anubis is getting tired.
Objection!
Really? I think I must have commented on it before, but that was really the voice you went for, right? Someone said the voices are pretty accurate. To what? Not my voices, but the fan voices are fairly accurate. It's like, to what? The Japanese? I find that suspect. And I'll keep doing the voices my way. Thank you. Whoa there, just a minute, Mr. Dogen. Mr. Shields. Isn't there one thing you haven't explained? Why would you need to pull out the murder weapon in the first place? Yeah, like why did the dog go and get him? That's right. I understand why he'd moved the body to draw suspicion away from him, but he didn't need to retrieve the murder weapon. And again, so the dog went to get a dead body? Why? What reason? Were you planning on killing him, and someone beat you to the punch? Yeah, it'll be explained. I thought him just a fool, but how quickly his scent has changed. Care to elaborate, Mr. Dogan? It was because of this bell. The bell attached to the murder weapon, and the bell on my dog's neck. They share a distinctive shape, wouldn't you say? The assassin's your Dogan's trademark. An assassin's trademark? Terrifying. The blind assassin, Sir Dogan, he always appears at the sound of a bell. So what do you do if the guy's deaf? The sound of a bell ringing in the dark of night is said to be the last thing his target hears. And I stick with deaf. Maybe he's just never had to kill a deaf guy. You remember well. It's been a while since you last saw my bells, after all. Oversharing. When I prosecuted you in court, I confiscated a knife with a bell attached to it. Yes, my bells. There are only 2 in the world. Oversharing. Only 2? Alright, guys who translated this, you had to know, right? They're custom made, attached to my knife and Anubis's collar. Is that what you call those particular parts where your bells are attached? Your knife and the collar? Even though I can only rely on my ears, I can easily identify them. Alas, one has been confiscated and is now in my possession. Dogan's bells attach the knife and Anubis custom made only to exist. Knife has been confiscated. When Anubis brought the body here, I heard the familiar sound. I thought my knife must have been embedded in the body. What? So these bells that you would absolutely recognize everywhere, you heard on a chisel, and you're like, oh shit, that must be my knife. And when you reach to get it, you're like, oh no, it's a chisel. What is it? That was weird. So imagine my confusion when I found out it was merely a chisel with my bell attached. Yeah, why is the bell attached to the chisel? Riddle me that. Indeed, your knife is nothing like this chisel. Either way, those bells are my trademark. Moreover, I'm the only one in this prison who uses chisels. With all this, I knew I would be falsely suspected. Is it really falsely at this point? I think there is a whole lot of good reason to suspect you. Now, falsely accused, sure. There's a lot of evidence that means suspecting you is 100% justified. So I removed the murder weapon and hid it.
Hold it!
So you're claiming that you only moved the body? Didn't I tell you? That chisel isn't mine. If you think I'm lying, go ahead and check for my fingerprints. It was in your dog's mouth. Probably washed off. Sebastian. Me? But how do I check for? Forensics. Yes, ma'am. Sorry, Mom. I mean, ma'am. Reaction. We have fingerprints. They're Knightley's, Justine. What about tokens? Nope, just Knightley's. And there's no evidence of prints being wiped either. Is that a dog? No. I guess if Knightley survived. Only Knightley's fingerprints? It can't be. Should we re-examine it? See now. I never even touched that chisel. And how'd you know it was a chisel? Like, actually, no, really. How did you know it was a chisel? You're blind, so... It's not like the dog told you it was a chisel. You would have had to have felt down. Oh shit, this isn't a knife, this is a chisel. Like, that needs to be brought up, okay? You can't just... whatever. I ordered Anubis to carry it in his mouth. In other words, the fingerprints belong to the chisel's original owner. I stick with how did you know it was a chisel then? And not your knife? The murder weapon's owner was the victim? This is perplexing. At any rate, I did not touch the murder weapon. You must have. In other words, the killer could not have been me. Isn't that right? I have nothing to refute that. I do. And I have a sneaking suspicion that's not going to be explained. How could this? Is he really not the killer? Could Dogen's testimony actually be true? This can't be. Alright, but that still leaves some holes. Like, so... what happened then? It's only Knightley's. That means, what's his name? Key's prints aren't on it either. So... forgive my chair if it's squeaking. So Key's prints aren't on it, but we're probably just gonna overlook that. He was killed by someone, and then the dog brought him back for some reason. Cleaned up the blood for some reason. Dogen figured... excuse me, sorry. Dogen figured this out, told him to go hide the body, but then to retrieve the chisel, which he didn't touch but somehow knew was a chisel. The bell I get, he needed the weapon because of the bell, but he must have touched it at some point to figure out it wasn't his knife, but instead a chisel. It seems this is sufficient enough not to warrant him. Ugh. I hate you. As it stands, you have not changed the state of this case. I hate you. I believe this is more than enough reason for you to relieve you of... ugh. To save any needless fuss. I'd suggest you hand over your badge now. Can you fuck off?
This is bad, sir. They sound serious.
It's regrettable, but with those prints as decisive evidence, I'll have to rethink my logic from step one. But there are still many unexplained things. Why would Mr. Knightley be carrying a chisel? It could be used for many things. Perhaps even prison escapes. Well then, how'd he carry it into the prison? I mean, prisoners aren't even allowed cutlery, right, Mr. Edgeworth? Mr. Edgeworth. Even if your reasoning is off at first, you shouldn't let that confuse you. The most important thing is to arrive at the truth, isn't that right? It doesn't matter how you get there. I disagree. Now this is a completely wild situation. If I must arrive at the truth of who stole Miss Cutlery pies, I'll get to the bottom of this, Miss Cutlery. Quickly, how do we determine who stole these pies? And in some magical universe, he had to kill 30 men. The only way to determine the truth is to kill all 30 of these men. Well, time to kill some more! Alright, we figured out who stole the pies. Truth arrived at. Doesn't matter how you get there. Obviously that situation is ridiculous and can never happen, but at the same time, she's the one who laid the groundwork. For it doesn't matter how. The end result is to save Simon. We have to do everything we can for his sake.
Well said, Kay.
Nice one, Kay. I really want to scout you for the law firm now. Even though you have absolutely no legal training. Remember when Uncle Ray said a defense attorney never gives up? Miles, do you understand that the true... You'd have to pass the bar, Kay. I can't skirt around that. You understand the true meaning behind these words?
The true meaning of those words.
Defense attorneys carry the fate of their clients on their shoulders. You are the only person your client can rely on. Just like with Mr. Keys, we're the only ones who can save him now. We are linked by fate to the archipelago there. That's why you must never give up. There's no way Uncle Ray can go against the teachings of Gregory. So, what will you do?
Currently, I am a defense attorney's assistant. No, an assistant at my father's firm. I have made a commitment to this case, therefore, if I don't save my client, I can't say I've achieved it. I will abide by this to save Simon Keys. No matter how many times my logic fails, I will always find another possibility.
Okay, you're finally back. Well then, let's start searching. Let's search for other possibilities. To start with, you think there was a way Mr. Knightley could have brought the chisel to prison?
The method Knightley used to bring the chisel to the prison was...
Yeah, I would assume the chessboard. But hey, this has got to be close to the end, right? Like, it has to be. So, I'm going to go for one more episode in this sit-down. Hopefully that'll bring this case to an end. Because I kind of have some other shit to do today. So, yeah. Until then, thanks so much for watching. I've been Tokenlad. Talk to you later. Shooting your share. See you around. Ass.